Welcome to another episode of the Sealess Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. I'm your host, AJ. Tonight we've got Luke in the house, and I think it might it might just be us two tonight. How's it going, sir?
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Oh man, I like the vocals you got there, man. You still need to sing for us eventually, right?
We'll do some karaoke at a con sometime. We'll go and get a little top shelf.
I like that. We got Miss So in the house. Good evening, Miss So. Thank you for tuning in. We missed you on Monday, but thank you for coming on tonight.
Crazy week in comics.
Yeah. Before we start the show, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you know when we've got a new episode. And again, I can't stress enough, please, if you enjoy the show, let all your friends know about the show. Let them know about the cultivators of the comic culture so that they can enjoy the same pleasures that you are watching the show or listening to it if you're just listening to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I guess first thing we want to say is, we've all in the comic community heard the news regarding George Perez. We are sad to hear of his diagnosis, and from my understanding, from what I recall reading, he essentially has less than a year, possibly. It really sucks when one of the legends passes. It's gonna suck even more because he pretty much gave his fans and everyone in the comic community a timeline. So we want to thank him for everything that he's done for the comic community. I personally, I'm a fan of Deathstroke, so I'm glad that he was able to bring that to the comic world. Luke, anything you want to say?
So many things. His Wonder Woman run, iconic. Teen Titans, of course.
Yes.
Infinity Gauntlet. Are you kidding me? Him and Ron Lim doing that work. I wonder, did he get any of that? Do you think he got a taste of that Avengers money that came out?
I really hope so. I
wonder that with those art, like those old time, like Marv Wolfman and Starlin and.
I think they get something, but they probably have an NDA regarding telling the world how much they got paid for that. Oh wow, Miss So says supposedly George was diagnosed years ago, but it went to remission, and they came back. He just didn't tell anyone. Ooh, wow, okay. And Miss So, Marv Wolfman, George Perez, the reason I started reading comics as a kid. Wow. They've had an impressive run together. It's hard to think of any other duo that have really worked together for so long and have created so many characters and storylines that have been as impactful as them two.
Aside from like Stan and Jack.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's referring to like two gods,
Yeah. Yeah, them two, of course, yes.
Who else? Who would be a modern? Who's the current duo? Is it Donnie? Is it Cates and
Stegman?
Is it?
It could be. I thought Capullo and Snyder were going to be the thing, but they haven't worked on anything really, right? Other than anything Batman related, I can't think of anything.
Death Metal, that was very successful, and then it spawned a second Knights of Death Metal, but yeah, that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Tinian came in and kind of juggernauted over it and then left almost as quickly as he came in.
Yeah. I'm trying to, yeah, other than, we've got the founders, Stan and Jack, and then, Marv and George, but I can't, like I said, I can't think of anything else. Who did Jim Lee work with back in the day?
Jim Lee, Claremont.
That wasn't too long of a run, though, right?
Yeah, Claremont, and then even Jim kind of jumped all over the place, and even guys like Todd McFarlane, like the real big names.
Yeah,
he kind of uses he uses a lot of young guns,
Yeah,
So-
Todd had that run, the Spider-Man run with Michelini. Is that how you say his name? Michelini.
Michelini or Michelini, I've heard it both
Yeah.
ways.
They had a bit of a Spider-Man run, but it wasn't that many issues. I'm trying to think. Did Rob do anything with anyone? No, not really. I mean, it's yeah. It's going to be interesting. He says he wants to do at least one more con to meet fans. So I can't think. Maybe WonderCon. Maybe that might be big enough for him to come out. Yeah. Oh, Miss So's out here. You know what, Miss So? I'm not gonna lie to you. I only watched one episode of Hawkeye, and I thought the other guys were gonna come on and carry the slack for this, but they couldn't come on tonight. So we're gonna be just talking about a bunch of random things, really. What about what are your thoughts on the whole Cowboy Bebop live action cancellation?
Not surprising. I tried to watch a couple episodes and it just did not hit my sweet spot. And I love Cowboy. I mean, I watched all of them in the late 90s and 2000s. I loved that show. But in fact, we were such nerds in college. I still remember all of us sitting around in the big college house, and we all watched it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like we all loved Cowboy Bebop. This did not tickle my pineapple.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes. I was going to I was planning on watching the whole thing, but now that it's canceled, I'm like, well, what's the point really? Because I'm sure they left it in somewhat of a cliffhanger, but it's never going to get resolved. So what's the point of even watching the show now?
Yep.
And are you caught up with all of Hawkeye?
Oh yeah, Hawkeye. I'm loving it. I'm loving it for what it is. I'm not. I think a lot of people are kind of expecting like Avengers Light, and it's just not that. It's really Kate Bishop's introduction.
And so I, from my understanding, spoilers, last episode had Natasha's sister as a reveal. Is that correct?
Yes, Elena was in the episode. He and Clint had a little rooftop battle. It was a quad battle. It was Kate Bishop, Maya Echo, and then one of the Black Widows, Yelena, and then Hawkeye. So the 4 of them were just kicking each other around. There were no weapons involved. It was a silly fight.
Okay.
It was Disney. It was a very comic booky fight, like you knew no one was going to get hurt or die.
And there's still no Wilson Fisk, huh?
Still no Fisk. That's speculation. Whether he will. One of one of my comic buds, Devin, if you're watching, he did say that it was Vincent D'Onofrio's laugh in one of the episodes. They had like kind of a laugh during a flashback, and they're like, "That's Vincent's voice." And so I was like, "Okay, I didn't hear it, but."
I heard something about that myself. Yeah. But I'm gonna try and binge watch and get caught up this weekend at least. So we'll see.
It's worth it. Just it's a lot of people's favorite Disney Plus show. I wouldn't put it above Loki for me. Loki still is top shelf, but it's highly enjoyable.
Yeah, I like the first episode. I like Kate Bishop. She's a very likable character.
Yeah, Haley Stein. Is it Seinfeld or Steinfeld?
I think it's Steinfeld. Yeah.
She's a great actress, and I'm really enjoying her work. Clint is, he's an Avenger. It's cool to get some more backstory. There's a rumor that surfaced today that his wife is Mockingbird. And so
I saw something about that.
That would be interesting if that came out, and pretty fun too that Hawkeye and Mockingbird are married.
The new Black Widow tease was oh, okay. Well, according to Herbs, but hey, it can't please everyone, I guess. Miss O was out here saying, I've liked the actress that plays Kate in other movies I've seen her in. I have not seen her in any movies, so this is the first time I've seen her, but I've liked her so far. Do you think with Kate Bishop, like I said, I've only seen one episode. Do you think she's got potential to carry a movie franchise? Or be an integral part in the movies?
I don't know if they have to at this point. I think their plan is to run things through Disney Plus. And I think in terms of a long-term plan, it's a lot smarter and a lot safer than spending $500 million making a movie. Yeah.
Just watching the first episode alone, it seemed like they put a little bit of money into it. Granted, there doesn't have to be too many special effects, with the type of characters that they're focusing on the Hawkeye series.
Yeah, for sure. The whole Young Avengers movie that everyone keeps speculating on. It would be so far out at this point that they'd have to cast another Kate Bishop.
Yeah. She's playing a college kid, right? So she's like 18, 19, you would assume.
I think she's supposed to be 22. I think she actually said she's 22 on the show.
Oh, okay.
So I think senior year of college, yeah. Because they drink, her and Clint drink together in this lesson.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
So yeah, they're making like margaritas and daiquiris and like getting wasted together. So
now, are you going to be watching? I'm sorry, but the Steeler game is still pretty close. Oh my god. For those that don't know, I'm a Steelers fan, so it's 28-36 right now.
Oh my gosh.
Steelers have the ball, and I think they're close to the 50-yard line right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
wow.
Steelers are
they're driving. Okay. Sorry guys. Are you watching Spider-Man this week or next week?
I will be there. Hell or high water, I'll be there.
So you got your tickets already?
No, I don't need to get tickets. It's Portland.
Oh, it doesn't sell out like crazy?
Don't sell out up here.
Oh, okay.
No, people, it's land of the hipsters up here, man. People are like, making their cold brew and waxing poetically about politics. So no one's going to movies up here, man. I don't know if I've ever even seen a full theater in Portland ever.
Really?
Yeah, in my time I've lived up here, I've never seen a sold out movie up here.
Oh wow. That's crazy. Especially, I mean, you would think even with the Avengers movies and things like that, but that's cool. Um, I'm actually possibly watching it twice. My buddy coworker told me he's got an extra ticket for next Friday, and then on the 23rd, another friend of mine, he is attempting to rent out a theater for all of us to watch it together. So
That would be
we'll
awesome.
see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he did it for the Shang-Chi movie, and that was a good experience. That was cool.
Now, does everyone like chip in, or is he like a private equity guy?
No, everyone chips in. He pretty much, pays for it, and then depending on how many people go, he divvies up the price.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'm not too concerned. I think everyone's going to be watching it in 2 weeks. So I don't think it's going to be hard for us to get a decent amount of people to show up.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
This is what everyone's gonna want to see this year. So
Do you think? Okay, let's just say, Far From Home lives up to the hype, right?
okay.
And both Spideys are in it. How do you how do you how do you best that? Can you best that?
Oh, in terms of like, well, yeah. I mean, if Miles and Gwen show up, that would be the
Okay, yeah. If let's say, okay, it's foregone conclusion that McGuire and Garfield are in there. If there's a hint of Gwen and Miles, I mean, I would say that this is probably going to be the best Spider-Man movie ever, just in terms of what fan service they're providing, right?
I think so. Yeah, it does have a really good shot,
Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to. I
yeah,
don't think they're going to. I think they want to do like a big push for, and not just like tease it. They
yeah,
want to do
yeah.
like they're going to do like a big thing for it if they ever do, or they might just keep Miles in the Spider Verse.
In the cartoon, you mean the
Yeah,
animated? I don't
yeah.
know,
They
man.
might never.
I
They might
want to see
never.
live action eventually. You know.
Well, we want to, but that they might think that it would water down the Enter the Spider Verse franchise. So
That's true. That's true. Um, anything? I know that you said that there's some things that you may want to talk about. So why don't you? You've got the forum right now, man.
well, Miss So brought up the Dark Horse sale. It, you know, everything is so in flux with comics right now. I wouldn't be nothing would surprise me at this point. Marvel buying DC Comics wouldn't surprise me at this point.
I don't know, man. I think Warner Brothers knows that if they can get their, I don't want to say act together, but if they can get that right formula, they know that they've got multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, and 2022 is looking good for DC movies. I like pretty much everything I saw. The Flash movie, Batman movie, they all look good.
Yeah.
But Dark Horse being sold, the owner of Dark Horse, he sold his most of his shares, I think, 3 years ago. He sold them to a Chinese firm. Vision Guard or Vision Guard, Vision Vanguard, I don't know, something like that.
Wait. So wait, I don't even know about this Dark Horse news. Can you tell me? Can you fill me in?
They are well, no. So a Chinese firm currently owns a majority of Dark Horse Comics.
Okay.
They've been kind of like a shadow partner for 3 years. So now they're shopping they're shopping it as to make a deal because IPs right now are insanely hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking like Dark Horse, if they sold for $1 billion or $2 billion.
Do
I
you
mean, what are
think?
they doing? What are they doing that's hot? They're not doing anything right now. So I mean, it would be smart of them.
Wait, do you think Dark Horse can be sold for $1 billion?
I think it could be. I think it could be probably sold for $1 billion.
Oh man, wow, okay. I can't even think of like the IPs that they have though.
I mean, I can't either. I mean, I can think of all the ones that I used to like. The Star Wars, the Aliens, the Concrete. Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
there's a lot of them. A lot of them.
those are all properties that they were able to buy the license for, though,
Yeah,
right?
those were licensed properties. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many they own outright. But then they have their
Um.
Things from Another World shops here in town. It would be interesting if they sold, if they would move cities or if all the shops would shut down or I don't know.
We've got a question from Herbs. Are you guys watching Young Justice? You know what? I have not been, although I've been meaning to. When it was on Cartoon Network, I thought it was a really great show. Luke, are you watching it?
I'm not.
No, Herbs. I've been behind on that, but I plan on watching it. It was a great show on Cartoon Network. So when I get the time, I am going to sit down and binge watch a bunch of that stuff. Yes, Miss. So we understand. Yeah, IDW is losing their Hasbro license. Yeah. They've
Wow,
lost.
Steelers just dropped a touchdown pass with 0 seconds left.
Yeah, I've been watching it right here.
He dropped it in the end zone. Oh, that hurt. Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Oh.
McLeod
Oh,
is
they made it a game at least.
wow.
Yeah.
They made it a game. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and IDW's losing their Hasbro licenses. I think everyone's kind of pulling their licensing back because they're seeing the value now in these properties and they want their control back. So, I mean, why wouldn't Hasbro just open up their own studio, right? Like, why
They
are you gonna?
should. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, they should, and they probably will. I mean, Todd McFarlane is opening up his own studio.
Yeah, and that's all based off of, I I know he's got a successful comic company, but those toys that he sells, I mean, those are just selling like gangbusters.
Yeah, he whatever factory he has in China has it down more than
Yeah.
any other factory because I mean, you can at this point you can buy a 3D print, you can 3D print toys. Anyone can open up a factory and do it, but Todd he's got something special.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you okay, let's say now that we're on subject with Todd McFarlane, what do you think? We all know he's going to do Spawn, the movie, but what else is he going to try and make? Do you think he's just going to just start making random movies that are not comic related?
Well, I mean, but does Image own those properties that they put out? That's the thing. Do they own the rights to license, their all of their indie comics that they put out?
From
God
my
Country, stuff like that.
from my understanding, and don't quote me on this, but I think from what I read somewhere is the creators who are doing books with Image, they have 100% ownership of that, so they could do whatever they want. And let's say they decide to make a movie or a TV show out of some sort of Image comic book, Todd maybe in the contract he gets a small percentage, like Image Comics gets a small percentage because they help distribute the book itself. But I think from my understanding, it's very small, and they don't have any say in anything other than the comic book. But here's the thing: if McFarlane is starting his own production company, what he could be doing is any creator that's creating a new comic with Image, he may have first rights to buy that as a movie, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He could stipulate in the contract, I have the first option of purchasing it or getting the rights for the movie. That's what I'm assuming.
He's got a lot of good titles in the Image so that they could mine. It's just a matter of or if Netflix can just go in and buy them, or who knows. I mean, Dark Horse, if Dark Horse sells, it would set a really big precedent, I think, in the industry. I think you'd probably see it happened in the 90s, right? So when all those small companies got all gobbled up.
Yeah.
You're going to see Boom. Boom's probably going to sell. Behemoth is going to probably sell. I wouldn't be shocked if Behemoth is currently in talks to sell. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Today.
I don't know. I kind of feel like from talking to Ross, he may not want to sell. I mean, unless they just throw him like, gazillion dollars. But I feel like he's someone that wants to stay in the industry, and he wants to be involved still.
Well, and that's negotiated, right? So
yeah, that's true.
So if you sell, you do a Dana White move. I mean, Dana White, you sold it for $4 billion, and then he's more involved now than before he sold it.
Yeah,
like I don't.
That's very true.
He's still an owner.
Yeah.
All these guys, they sell, and then they stay, and then they're not going to take that talent out. I wouldn't be shocked though if a company came in and offered Boom $1 billion, and that'd be tough to turn down.
But here's the thing, though. With Boom, do they own the property that's been created by, like, Seven Secrets? We only find them when they're dead. What's that other one with? There's that other one with Dan Mora. I mean, do they? How much does Boom actually own compared to the creators?
Totally. Yeah.
Once in future, that's it.
None of this stuff's public. It really just depends. It shows in how long creators stay at companies. So
yeah.
And Tynan, James, the fourth, he didn't stay very long. And that says a lot, right? He wants control, and he's doing his newsletter thing, which gives him full control. And it's a kind of a future move, right?
Yeah. Is people still? Did you pay for that Substack thing that he was doing?
I almost did. I was actually to the credit card fill out portion for it was like $260. And I was just like, I'm gonna give it a year, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was worried. I was like, he's not like in like the production side of things. Like, he's in the creation side. The production side is brutal. Shipping, customer service, printing. That's like all the shit that I deal with in buying and selling comics. Like, creators don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's weird how, like, with Substack, so many people were like, when Tiny announced it, all these other creators were announcing it, but now it's silent.
I haven't heard anything, and I'm subscribed to the newsletter too.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, where's all the content? Where is all the content? I mean, it's been, August, September, October, November. We're 5 months in, and the content is skeletal. I mean, the content is anorexic. You know what I mean? Like, give us some beefy, meaty content. Part the beef curtains. Let's see it.
I mean, do you think what about are you subscribed to any of the other creators?
No. I'm only subscribed to him right now.
Yeah, a bunch of them, like, all were telling their fans to subscribe to Substack, and now I hear nothing. It's all crickets.
It's crickets. It's tough. It's a tough world. I think it was like there's a show, Mad Men, and like when Don Draper, when he like tried to like become a partner in the firm he was working at, and then the owner of the firm was like, he's like, you really want to like see what goes on at the top? He's like, it's gonna be a lot different once you get up here. Like,
yeah,
he's like, we don't make as much money as you think we do, and the work is, way more than you can imagine. So I think a lot of the creators are finding that out, that the work, having to do both sides of the job, creating and doing the
business side.
The business side, you can't do it. You're gonna kill your creative mind. Like the point in my life where I was the most creative, and like my brain, when I was playing music and touring and doing clubs and was basically when I had zero, like I didn't have an apartment, didn't have a car. I just had a guitar, right? I had no worries. I had zero bills. I literally, AJ, there was a point in my life where I paid zero bills. Isn't that insane? And that's how you have to be as a creator. Like, you can't be your mind can't be encumbered.
Well, I got to ask you, since it's just us two, you don't really talk about your life as a musician. And
there's really not much to tell. There's not much to tell, really.
Okay. I mean, when you say all you had was your guitar, and how are you able to make ends meet then?
I didn't have ends. I had no rent. I had no I didn't have a cell phone. I had nothing. I had a girlfriend, and she
supported you,
but I didn't have bills. So I mean, but she was very, very wealthy. I do have to say that.
Oh, okay.
She did pay for some trips that we went on, but she was like European wealthy. Not from
what does that mean? European wealthy?
Like her family was
old money.
Yeah, like started BMW in Germany.
Wait a minute, literally?
Yeah.
What? Wow, you just blew my mind with that right now.
Yeah. But her and I just never I've never been about money with my life. I've never made choices like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's very because she's full German. Spoke full German, you know what I mean? Like full, very controlling, very, very controlling. And I was like, you can't saddle this stuff.
She's even more controlling knowing that she has all that money too. Like, what I think, when you've got that prestige, you're not used to people saying no to you for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've never been a simp, those people who like simp after women. I've never been like that.
Yeah. Legion of Comics, he's out here saying, where was it? Snyder is still doing a lot on the Substack. Okay. What's
I think
Snyder
it's
working
like,
on?
yeah, you have to be like really into Substack. You have to be like in the trenches with it. I mean, I don't even. It's just like a newsletter though, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, other than what Noctera, I don't even know what Scott Snyder's working on.
What is he work? What is Scott Snyder working on? Well, yeah, because he said he was stopping superheroes, right?
Yeah. So all I
So
know is Noctera.
he's like, I'm not doing superheroes anymore. We're like,
Yeah.
Snyder, come on, that's your deal. It's like Batman saying he's not going to be Batman. I'm not Batman anymore. Okay.
Legion of Comics is out here telling us that Snyder does a lot of workshops. Oh, okay. I didn't know that Substack can do that, but that makes sense. It's trying to mold the next generation of comic creators, hopefully. Hey, have you been reading the new Hulk?
I have
The Cates?
not. I have not. The Kate's run. I've heard it's a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, from what I've been hearing, I haven't read it either, but it's really hard to top the Immortal Hulk run. And it goes on such a different tangent that everything that Immortal Hulk, was about, the Cates run is kind of like tearing that all down, and none of it is being used, which kind of sucks because I've wanted to, like, now that Immortal Hulk run is done, I was planning on reading the trades, but after hearing what's going on with the Cates run, it's kind of like, well, what's the point of reading it if none of it is being used for future reference?
Yeah. Oof. I don't know. I hope they can turn it around. I mean, Hulk. I was excited for that, but it's not that great. It's not hitting. And you know what's funny is that it's kind of what we talked about. Like the more success you get, the more entrapments you get, the more money you get in your creativity level. Goes down, 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 down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you think the Cates reign is is going away now?
He's happy. He's married. He has nice cars, nice places to live. Um, you can do that as like a comic artist but as a comic writer, you need that edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to have that edge. So, and he always had that like kind of edge, and now he kind of doesn't. And so I kind of hope he can get that back. But I'm happy for him because his life, it does seem to have been, it's taken a good turn, for him. So
yeah, yeah. Herbs is out here asking, E-Man put me into Campisi, Devil Chicken, and Stray Dogs. All great. Any other recommendations? I would say my personal favorite book right now is Seven Secrets. I think it's only about 13 issues in. They haven't had a new issue out lately because they just finished the last arc about 2 months ago. We Live from Aftershock. The second volume is coming out in March, so pick that up. As far as Marvel and DC, um, I'm still reading Batman. I have not stopped reading Batman since the Scott Snyder run. I've wanted to stop reading Batman, but I can't give it up just yet. Especially with Joshua Williamson now writing Batman, and he's one of my favorite writers. So I am going to continue reading that. Actually, the new run for Batman just started this week. So if you want to get into Batman, you may want to check that out. Let's see here. We've got, yes, Go back and read We Live, yes, and Seven Secrets. Yeah, you know what? Legion of Comics. I really feel like Seven Secrets is underrated. Like it doesn't seem like a lot of people have jumped on that book yet. But it's one of my it's definitely my favorite read. It's got a good story and it's fast paced, so I like that type of style.
And I really, really hope Amazing Spider-Man can get some traction.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And like 80 issues of pure trash. Like this last run, like 80, it's like 5 years. Like how long are they going to torture us? And like I don't think they even see it. It's been rough.
It's because no matter what, people still buy Spider-Man.
It's on my I still read it and buy it.
Yeah.
But it's rough.
You know, well, is it still Nick Spencer? They haven't announced a new writer.
I think he's done. Yeah, I think he's going to be done, and someone else is going to be take over. I don't know who's going to take over though.
I don't know why. I mean, what's Dan Slott up to these days? Why don't they just put him back on Spider-Man? It was a solid run.
Yeah,
I think he's just burnt out doing Spider-Man. Him and Humberto Ramos had a pretty good run.
is he? I mean, is he still working on Fantastic Four? Is that
I
where
think
he's at
so.
right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't hear too much of Dan Slott these days, so I don't know why he doesn't, just pitch, hey, let me go back on Spider-Man.
And Tom King just signed a DC
Exclusive.
contract exclusivity.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty big for them since they're losing Tynan.
Yeah. Legion of Comics has said Batman 118 was so good. I haven't read it yet, so I plan on reading it this weekend. And then he states it's Kelly Thompson and Jeb has been for the past 5 issues. 5 issues of what? I'm not even sure.
Oh, probably Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. So it's already got a new writer then, a new creative team. Maybe I will pick that up and try it out. Legion of Comics. Tom King has been killing it with the Maxi series, and he's saying Spencer has been gone. Oh, okay. I'll have to probably try and reread or start going back on Spider-Man and see what's going on with that. Well, they're trying to kill him off, right? Aren't they trying to kill off Peter Parker?
I mean, yeah, for like the second or third time.
Because they're trying to
like doing, I guess.
give Ben Reilly his shine now, I thought. But yeah. I don't know. Anything else you want to bring up?
Oh, it's just been a crazy week. I mean, news is coming out so fast with comic. It's just like nothing surprises me anymore. I'm just like, okay.
Have you picked up anything of great significance lately? Any I know you were buying a bunch of collections. Anything lately?
These are some cool ones I got. I got this. I posted this on my IG, but I'll show it here. It's the complete #1 set of Clone Wars #1.
Oh, nice.
So it's the direct copy. That's a first Ahsoka Tano for anybody, and then the Dark Horse 100. That's a super tough book to get right now. And then the newsstand copy of the Star Wars universe. So, pro tip to our listeners: go find these Dark Horse Star Wars comics and pull out all the ones that say Star Wars on the logo. or on the barcode, and I'll buy them from you if you want to sell them or just collect them.
Okay. How's your Nintendo comic run going?
Dude, I've got 2 full short boxes.
Are you complete? Did you complete it?
Close. There's a couple I need to get, but I picked up 25 Super Mario Brother #1 mint copies. 25 copies. I found a collection. I bought it from this guy, so yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna probably get those graded here soon, and for that Mario movie, it should be interesting next. But everybody's grading all of their Mario books, so I'm like, shoot, I don't know if I can grade 300 copies.
Yeah, maybe just inspect the high grade ones and then sell the lower ones, right?
Yeah, I'll see. Who knows?
Well, I think that's it. We've covered everything we wanted to talk about tonight, right?
Yes.
We may not do an episode next Thursday because I know Red said he's watching Spider-Man. So maybe we'll do one episode next week, and then the week after, if we've all watched Spider-Man, we can all do a reaction to it. Ms. So has just asked, any thoughts on the new Sonic 2 trailer? I have not seen it. I didn't even know that there was a Sonic 2 trailer.
I have honestly not even watched the first Sonic movie, so
yeah,
that's something I should probably do.
Yeah, sorry, Miss So. We haven't watched it. I personally have no interest in watching any Sonic movie, but yeah. Well, anyone who's been watching, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow our IGs. I'm AJ the Comic Collector. You can follow Luke at Luke Weeks. Make sure you follow E-Man and Red, C-List Villainous Red, and C-List E-Man. And make sure you follow our IGs, our podcast IGs, C-List Villains and the C-List Villains podcast. And again, join Luke's Facebook group, RKFA Comics, and go to his website and buy some comics. Do you have any comics on your website right now?
No, there are, but everything's running through my live sales.
Okay. Well, he may have some books on his website, rkfacomics.com. Again, thank you for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys all next week. Have a good night. Peace.
Night, guys.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the C-List Villains podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at clistvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, C-List Villains and C-List Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List E-Man, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next episode.